orange chicken is not sweet and sour chicken. That is the big point. Orange chicken. That's what we're gonna make today. A little bit different from sweet and sour chicken, because orange chicken, we're not gonna deep fry the chicken. We're just gonna dredge it lightly in some cornstarch, and we're going to shallow fry it. And we have something that's very, very important for orange chicken that most recipes don't have, is aromatics. We've got a collection of dried tangerine peels, mandarin orange peels, these dried red peppers, which adds a nice toasty flavor, a couple of star anise in here. They're just gonna be there just to flavor the sauce slightly, and we've got scallions. This combination, along with fresh squeezed orange juice and a little bit of seasonings, is just gonna be dynamite for this orange chicken.
What does it smell
It's
like?
very, very aromatic, and if you actually taste it, it's slightly bitter. It's a bitter orange. It's kind of like not really a mandarin orange, but it's a bitter orange from China that they cultivate these oranges only for the peels, and they're super aromatic. Now, of course, if you can't get these, you can always dry your own tangerine peels. We have a recipe to do that on the blog, where you can just dry your own tangerine or your any thin-skinned orange, like a mandarin orange. But if you can get these, buy them. We're gonna dredge the chicken here first. And I've got about a third cup of cornstarch here. Loosen it up a little bit. We did add water, we did add seasonings, so this chicken is really nice and moist. And I am just gonna really use my hands right now and just lightly toss this. This is the best way to do it. Dredge it with your hands. I'm gonna kind of like give them individual treatment a little bit, right? Look at how nice that is, that turned out. Yep, we're ready to go.
Woo!
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna shallow fry this. We're gonna turn on the wok. I'm gonna dump about 1 cup to 1.5 cups of oil in the wok, and we're gonna shallow fry. Now, when you're shallow frying, it's important to really control your temperature, otherwise you're gonna scorch the chicken. So you gotta keep your chicken moving. When you're deep frying, the chicken's floating in the oil and the oil is cooking it. But when you're shallow frying, the chicken is actually gonna touch your wok. So the wok is actually very hot. And you might end up scorching it, which is not terrible. You know, if you get a little scorched, not terrible, but you don't really, you want to keep that nice golden brown. And you know what? Let's put a couple of these pieces in here and see how it is. There you go. That's what you want. Just like that. All right, when I'm putting these last pieces in here for this first batch, I want to choose the small pieces so they cook faster. All right, that's one batch. Very nice. Keep them moving around a little bit. And that's how you keep it from scorching. Now you can just kind of toss the chicken in here. But you're starting to see a golden brown here. You do want to keep the temperature up. All right, we'll let one side cook a little bit. Get them brown. Turn them brown before our eyes here. These are just about ready to pick up. I'm going to pick this up with either, if you got a spider or if you got a little mesh strainer here. Just something like this is fine. That'll do. See, this is cooking very nicely. The nice thing about using cornstarch and a dredge is that instead of a wet batter like our sweet and sour chicken, is that this chicken will stay crispy a little bit longer. So probably a second fry is not necessary. But if you feel like you have to, then you can always go for it. So it's been about, I'd say, almost 3 minutes right now. And look at how beautiful those are. I'll leave that big piece in there a little bit longer. Slide the chicken up here and let them drain naturally. And I'm just going to scoop them out. Alright, well, we got the strainer here, which is nice too. I'm just going to set this here. I'm going to start the second batch. I guess it turns out we're going to...
you can just do it in 2
Yeah,
batches.
we're going to do it in 2 batches, I think. That's it. And now this is just a repeat of what you did before, about 3 minutes in here, tossing the chicken, making sure it doesn't scorch. And then once we're done with that, we're going to cook the sauce. Dipping in sweet and sour sauce. Hey, you went this far already, you're going to make the orange chicken. There we go. All right, the chicken is fried. It's waiting. So now I took out the oil and left about a tablespoon of oil in there, and we're going to toast the aromatics. So I'm going to put it on low heat. Okay, low heat. And I'm going to put in the peppers, star anise, and the dried orange peels. I'm going to toast these on low heat. If you lose track of your aromatics and you burn them, do yourself a favor and start over with the aromatics. Otherwise, your sauce is going to be bitter and the aromatics is going to be bitter, and you're not going to be happy.
And you also should probably wash your wok.
Yes, I would say that too. It'd be better to wash the wok. Oh yeah, you're starting to smell this fragrant now. You're starting to smell the star anise. You're starting to smell that orange and the peppers. Make sure you don't break those peppers. That's going to be very spicy. It's getting there. So now I'm going to stir up the sauce. If you've got orange juice in the house, you can use orange juice. But I squeezed, for half a cup of orange juice, I squeezed 2 oranges. You got fresh orange juice. You got a little pulp in there. Really nice. Okay, make sure you got no sugar on the bottom. Got everything out. Very good. All right. Now you can turn the heat up a little bit more. Bring this to a simmer. Now what happened was all these toasted aromatics were nice and dried and toasty, and when you poured that sauce in there, those aromatics just soaked everything up, and all the flavor just came right out into your sauce. Okay, we've got a simmer going now. So I have some cornstarch slurry that I mixed up. Now I say a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons with 2 tablespoons of water. Doesn't mean you have to use everything, people. People always say, oh, I put it in there and it was a gloop. Well, the way you're supposed to do it is drizzle it in and watch. Drizzle and watch. All right, starting to get thick now. Okay. And one thing you got to remember is that this chicken has been fried, and it's going to absorb all of this liquid. And you do want it liquidy, a little bit liquidy. So we're going to do that. We're going to toss this chicken in. Toss that in, and the rest of the chicken in. Keep the heat, simmer like this. It's okay. Now you look at it and you're like, oh, well, maybe it needs to be a tad thicker. All right, put a little bit more in. There you go. That's perfect. Now I'm going to toss these scallions in there. Okay. That adds some color and more aromatic flavor. Toss this in there. Look how it thickens up a little bit as you're cooking it, and it's just sticking to everything. This is perfect. Okay, here we go. Whoa. That's beautiful. All right, here's the orange chicken. Oh boy, that smells like restaurant all the way, baby. Let's go. Orange chicken served.
Are you gonna get your bowl of rice? Try it.
Delicious.
Is it crispy still?
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, it's got that sauce. Chewy.
Good orange flavor.
Orange chicken. Orange chicken.
Orange chicken.